Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to NASholes, the podcast where two assholes like to think they know a thing or two about NASCAR, talk about NASCAR. I'm Benny B, joined alongside my very good friend, Drew, the man, Scarvan, and you guys can follow us on X at NASHolesPod, on Instagram at NASHoles_podcast. Drew, let's get into everything that happened in Atlanta this weekend. It was an epic race, in my opinion. I've always loved Atlanta. I think it's a great track. I think it gives you everything that you look for in racing. And, basically the last 50 laps, I was on the phone with you and we were just like, holy shit. We just kept like freaking hearts were pounding. Freaking my palms were getting sweaty, man. I was walking all over the place. It was exciting racing, man.
Yeah, it reminded me a lot of how Dakar used to handle it, like Daytona and Talladega back in the day.
Mm.
It kind of reminded me of that.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was a phenomenal weekend overall. You know, Kyle Busch won in trucks, which
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why NASCAR hasn't just gone with the only man to win one or get one win in every division of NASCAR for X amount of years in a row, because I think he would still be, I think it'd be over 20 years actually by this point.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. And
yeah, no, big one for him.
crazy thing about that, Drew, is I'm reading up here. Kyle Busch Motorsports and GMS Racing have won 55% of all Truck Series races since the start of the 2016 season, with 99 combined wins since 2016. I mean, dude, that is just
Yeah.
pure dominance, man. And I believe that was like his 252nd win or something, like
Yeah,
overall,
yeah,
or
overall for NASCAR, yeah, I
yeah,
believe,
which, wow, man,
yeah, because
just think, dude.
yeah, he's got over 50. No, what is it? I think he has over 50 wins in Xfinity. He has
Mm-hmm.
over 60 wins in Cup, but he has like over 100 in Truck. I mean, it's insane.
Yeah.
I mean, and he still hit that number when NASCAR put restrictions on how many races Cup drivers could run in lower divisions,
Yeah.
which is insane.
Yeah.
Insane.
So with the Cup Series race, Drew, man, we saw a lot of blocking. And one person in particular that I think of is Carson Hocevar. Now, he caught a lot of heat for that from the other drivers, such as, Blaney and even Chastain, talking to him after the race. And I think for Chastain, what it was really is like he was trying to say, like, dude, like, we both could have been up there. Like, we both could have had a chance to win it, but, you got like too aggressive. And then Blaney, obviously, we saw, crashed out, and credit to him, dude. Like, he, brought him back to the back of the pack, and dude just freaking got up and ended up finishing, what is it? Oh, fourth. And,
Yeah,
like,
insane.
man, that's just like Ryan Blaney, everybody knows this, listening to this podcast, knows I love that dude. But, like, that's one of the big reasons is like the dude is he just fights for it until the very end. And this race, a lot of racers fought to the very end. I mean, you had Kyle Larson, who was unheard of all day, all freaking day, Andrew. And like, all of a sudden they're like, oh God, here comes Kyle Larson, who hasn't done jack shit all day. and he finishes third, man. And he damn near had a chance, but Hocevar, man, I don't know really how to feel about it. Because on the one hand, I sit there and think, well, what would you do if you're in that position? You're a second year driver in the Cup and you're really trying to prove yourself. But at the same time, it's kind of rookie stuff, man. It's like, it's kind of douchey. You know, I don't know
You
how you feel
know,
about it.
honestly, I like it. And if people are getting
It's
pissed off
ballsy.
at you, if people are getting pissed off at you, that means you're being good at it. I
Yeah,
mean,
I guess so.
he said it himself, not with Fox, but it was with somebody else. It's like, we're not all in a boy band. I'm not here to be buddy buddy with everybody. I'm here to race, And,
Yeah.
uh, you
And I
know,
don't,
that's the. No, it's just the truth. I mean, he's you're there to try and win a fucking race at the end of the day, you know. And like
Mhm.
NASCAR says, you have to race at 100% for the entirety of the race until it comes to a close. So like,
Yeah, well, yeah, and I guess
I
that's
think,
what that looks like. What he did
yeah,
is pretty much what it looks like. But
yeah,
like, think about this too, Drew. Last year, how many times did we see hosts of our like try to do stuff like that, but he wasn't good at it? Like, to his credit, like he's gotten so much better at being aggressive and like blocking and like squeezing into holes. Like, yeah, I mean, it's like you're just seeing the maturity like before your eyes, like in him as a driver getting experience.
yeah. I don't know. Like I said, man, if people are bitching and moaning about it, I
It's
mean,
probably a good thing, right?
yeah, I mean, you're putting yourself out there as someone who doesn't really give a shit, and like, I think we need more drivers like that. I
Mhm.
mean, as long as he doesn't do anything like that early on in the race. I mean, I also don't blame him because it's at the end of the race, and it's
Yeah, I
like
mean, like pretty much everybody's going to be doing
it's
that. I mean, really.
it's race number two, and he doesn't know how many chances he's gonna get a top 10, let alone a top five potentially.
Well, yeah, and then
It's a selfish sport, and people
yeah,
just got to remember that some days. I mean, when it's not them doing it, it's like it's the worst thing ever. But the moment they do it, you know, it's fine in their eyes. So
exactly,
like,
exactly.
yeah, I mean, I didn't see anything that Hostar did that was really egregious or out of line or whatever. I think because look, it was at the end of the race, he was going for a win, and he saw how it ended last year, so he knew there
Mm,
was a chance it could have happened again. Sadly, we didn't get that. Caution got called out on the back stretch.
yeah,
Which would probably be a good segue to the next topic. That damn caution.
yeah. That's exactly what I was going to bring up, Drew. So NASCAR calls. So let's try to run through this back again. I'm going to try to remember the best I can. But so Cindric basically, I think it was Cindric, right? He kind of spun out in front of everybody, and he was up there. I believe he was in like fifth or so.
Yeah, Cindric spun out with I can't
Three to
remember
go.
who.
3 to go. And
Yeah, but I think it was Josh Berry actually.
let's
I don't think
see.
it was Austin
Yeah,
Cindric.
yeah, yeah. You're right. It was Josh Berry.
Yeah, because I was pissed off because he was doing so good.
I know you and I were talking about, like, man, how cool would it be if this guy won this? And then so they call it like I don't. It was like they called it too early or they called it too late. I'm trying to remember it.
Everybody's well, everybody was still kind of pissed off because we talked about in the last episode at the end of the 500. They had that crash on the backstretch, and they never called the yellow. They let the cars race back to the flag, and everybody got in an uproar over that, including us. People were just pissed off that we get an accident in the backstretch, and now you throw the caution out immediately.
Right. Well, I
And I
think the thing
understand
too
their
about it.
frustration. I mean, the consistency in BS. I mean, it's like there's no consistency at all.
No,
It's
it's
almost
like
like
it's
fluid.
almost like they don't have a
Yeah.
set a thing of rules where like if this happens, we do this. It's just like it's all
Yeah,
just like
it
a
comes down to
different
one
person
person's
doing it every week.
discretion. Yeah, it's down to one person's discretion. It's not like it's a group vote or anything. It's
Now, Drew,
literally one dude is supposed to throw the caution.
I'm fine with it if that's how it is every single time. Because then it's just like
Yeah,
that's what you expect, right? But since it's not, like it pisses me off. And I think NASCAR's reasoning is that like if they were to come back around, it's a danger, to them coming back around. But, like nobody wants to see a race end because of a caution. Like, let's be honest. Worst way to end a race. Because you want to see them get to
yeah.
the finish line. Because that's racing, bro.
Oh yeah.
And I believe like man, Larson lost by like barely, dude. Like he lost that second place finish by barely because Hocevar, man, he was hucking it,
Oh yeah. He's full send
and
in there.
and you could tell Larson was frustrated afterwards. He's it's just like we were right there, and they threw cautions. Like I thought we could get him, but It's just the way it is. But it seems like a lot of the drivers are confused as to what's being called.
Sorry, what was that?
Oh, sorry. I said it seems like a lot of the drivers are confused as to what's being called. And it's not just the cautions either, Drew. It's like we're seeing a lot of times where the NASCAR tows them back, and like the drivers feel like no, I don't need to be towed back. Like I can make it to pit road. But like they decide, nope, your car is done. And like you've seen it countless times. I think it was Ty Dillon. He's like, they don't even know the rules. Like they don't even know what they're talking about. They had to tow
Yeah.
him, and he felt that he didn't need to be towed. And so that's just like another thing is that we're seeing. And man, I just can't imagine like if you know for a fact that like you can continue the race, but NASCAR says you can't. That has just got to be just enraging.
Well, I mean, that's exactly what Ryan Blaney felt. It was last year at
Yeah,
Watkins Glen or somewhere. I mean, he was involved in a
I
light
think so.
accident.
And
Yeah,
he
and his
was like,
car was still
they said we get
drivable.
7 minutes. He's like, and like we started doing it, and then and all of a sudden they said that we can't keep going.
Yeah, and I don't know. I don't know what they've done with the rules and whatnot has been a little confusing to me. I won't lie. Like,
Yeah.
I still don't think I have my head fully wrapped around the rule adjustment.
Hmm.
Like, yeah, so like I can't remember what would constitute them for picking up the car unless it clearly was in like a accident, you
Right.
know, and need to be towed back. But I forgot, like, I don't know. Do you have it? You got it pulled up right now? Or
I'm trying to
yeah,
find it. I really don't know. I thought I had something about it on X, but uh, what would be rules of NASCAR?
I guess it'd be damaged vehicle polish. No,
Well, I
I
can
mean, I
type
guess
that
that
in.
would be a part of it.
So it says here, damaged cars can be towed to the garage or driven there. So supposedly the new rules allow more flexibility, but I'm trying to see what the actual freaking rules are. I can't. Drivers have one chance to make minimum speed after leaving the garage. If a car leaves the pit box and rejoins the race after the DVP clock expires, the team is penalized. Okay, we already understood that. But okay? Any car unable to be driven back to pit road will be towed. So that's up to that. So what that tells me is that is up to NASCAR's discretion.
That or I guess driver or like crew chief discretion as well. I mean, like if there's a mechanical thing, they're not gonna. I guess well, depending on what it is, I guess they could push him back, but
Oh, it says cars will no longer be pushed.
that's where it gets interesting.
So who is this? Obviously you have Elton Sawyer, but then some other guy, Moran. I don't know who that is. I'm trying to find out that. Anyways, he says we went through 3 years of trying to deal with this problem and learning as we went. So any car that can't drive away will get towed directly to the garage, where it will get new tires or be repaired. So yeah, I mean, I guess if I would have, I didn't even think about any of this before we started. So like, if I would have had a little bit more time, I would have probably
Yeah,
found. I'll end up finding something. We'll talk about it eventually because I'm sure a same situation will come up next week, or whatnot.
most definitely, especially at a road course.
But Drew, let's talk about kind of what you notice, like certain drivers, like who we already talked about Hostervar. He impressed us. Who else kind of had your eye on Sunday? Who impressed you?
I think most of all, it was Josh Berry.
Yeah, 100%.
He was up in the top 10 for a good chunk of the night. And it was
Consistently,
nice.
man.
It was nice seeing the 21 car up there with like the rest of the Penske cars too.
Hmm. And he was blocking Chastain, I believe, for a good
Oh
bit,
yeah.
like for those last 50 laps. And that's when you and I were getting excited. We're like, oh my gosh. And then, like,
Oh yeah.
him and Chastain were just going back and forth, like taking first and second, like just battling for first, man. That was awesome, dude. This, truthfully, as far as right now, and I hate that. I hated the ending. I'll just put that out there. But so far, this is going to be my favorite race of the year. And
I mean,
that'll change.
it's a pretty good race.
Yeah, it was
for the
it was
most part.
exhilarating to say the least.
Yeah, part of me does wish that last caution didn't come out because I would have loved to have seen who would have made it back to the line again.
Oh, for sure.
I wouldn't even care if it wasn't close, but just watching them race back to the line, like, well, watching cars finish the race properly is what I like, and I was really hoping to get another like at least like two wide finish or something like
Yeah.
that. So, and yeah, I just kind of dangled it right before your face and right when it was within reach. No, you know, gotta be quicker than that.
Yeah, I don't foresee us seeing that next week, but no, freaking knows.
Well, I don't know, man. Coda's turn one at Coda's interesting, so expect some interesting moments from that
Yeah.
place, that part of the track alone.
Yeah. We'll get to that in a moment. First, I would like to point out something that I learned, and it is that so far, out of the two races we've had, the only two drivers to ever place in the top 10 in both races are Ryan Blaney and none other than John Hunter Nemechek. Drew, I can't foresee him unless somehow he's got it figured out where I don't see this luck lasting very long. Now,
Yeah.
I'm not going to say anything against him with a road course because it's like, there's so many, it's
Well,
so hard.
he's good on road courses.
Oh, is
I
he?
mean, oh yeah. I mean, I think he actually won Coda and Xfinity a year or two ago.
Oh, wow.
And what was really funny is he did that burnout where you just drive the front end of your car into like the safety wall, the pit road or whatever, and like and his team's like on that concrete slab or whatever, just cheering him on or whatever.
And he's like
Well,
spinning.
the rubber built up in the tire well and it started on fire. And what was hilarious is the the manufacturer that made the fire extinguishers was the primary sponsor on that car.
That's
I think it was just
amazing.
Hyde. I think it was like Hyde or Bide Barker fire extinguishers that they used on the
So they use their sponsor to
car.
put it out. That's
Yeah.
amazing, dude.
I always thought that was hilarious. It's on par with the flex tape car. You're getting flex tape put on it instead of Bear Bond
Mm-hmm.
or whatever they slap on the cars.
Yeah. But so just wrapping up with Atlanta, Drew. Um, I just want to, we did this a lot last year, and I like to keep doing this. I'm just gonna list off the top 10. So obviously, Christopher Bell ends up winning, gets in that battle at the end, basically with Hocevar and Larson. So then you have Hocevar, Larson, Blaney in fourth, Ricky Stenhouse in fifth, Denny Hamlin in sixth, Kyle Busch in seventh, Ross Chastain eighth, Bubba Wallace ninth, and Jonathan Nemechek in 10th. I will say, Denny Hamlin, he needed this. He really did. After hearing him on his podcast, hearing his frustration about talking about, he's like, now I understand why people retire in this sport because like it's just so damn frustrating. Is basically what he said. He's just like sometimes you just do everything right and like somebody screws it up for you. And so good to
Yeah.
see him back in the top 10. I'm not like Denny fan or anything. I don't care for him too much, but I don't hate him.
I think you care for him a little.
I must, since I'm talking about him, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Poor Dave. He's gonna be pissed. He's gonna throw his phone across his trailer. I'm a bitch, mother.
damn it,
Dare he like Denny Hamlin?
I went through my shit
Anyways,
walls.
went through my tin wall.
We got to get,
Oh,
one of
went through
these
the
days.
rusty
If
sheet metal wall. Damn it!
I'll say this: if Denny wins the race, we're gonna have Dave on if he can make it work.
Oh, he'll make it work. We'll force him to.
Yeah, we'll force him. We'll force him. Drew, was there anything else you want to talk about in terms of Atlanta?
Nah, nothing really. Kind of a shorter episode today. It's very last minute. We've had a hell of a week.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
meant to record way earlier and in the week, and it just
yeah.
didn't work out. So we're sorry about that, but if you're listening, we appreciate you. I want to say one more thing about Atlanta, okay? So, like I told you, I'm in this NASCAR pool with a bunch of other people where you pick a driver and you can only pick them once throughout the season. And I decide, you know what? I'm looking at the stats. I'm like, LaJoy. I'm trying to get rid of the crappy drivers early on, just so I can get them away. So that towards the end of the season, I get all the good drivers who usually finish very well, and I'll end up doing good and winning a lot of money. So I pick LaJoy because I see that he has like an average finish at Atlanta of 15. Well, at one point in the race, he was like in 18th, and I'm like, oh sweet, he's moving up. Well, then Chase Elliott spins out, and like I see LaJoy coming, and I'm like, oh, he's gonna make it around him. Nope, nope, he did not. He just got unlucky. It just came up too quick on him. And so he finished 36th because of that. And I'm pissed. So,
Man,
don't screw with me, drivers. Okay, I'm picking you. You better place inside the top 15.
fuck me, guys.
Drew, let's get into Coda, man. This is I very well been documented. I don't like this track.
Yeah,
I really don't. I don't like watching it. I'm gonna hate that I have to watch this, but maybe I'll like it because
watch Ryan Blaney win.
well then I'll
I
love it.
love Coda.
Or
Coda's my favorite
Chastain, dude.
track.
If SVG wins, bro, like first year in Cup at Coda,
Ooh,
he's
with a Red Bull car.
he's the Let me show you this here, dude. Entire screen. I'm gonna share my entire screen. I don't know why I'm telling you what I'm about to do. Okay.
Whoa.
Whoa. Let's look at this, dude. Let's see if I can get this. All right. Can you see this?
Kind of, sort of, yeah. There you go.
Okay. So SVG, he's the odds-on favorite to win this race. And then
Damn. God damn.
below them, Connor Zillett.
Are
Yeah.
they really putting that much? Oh my god, dude. If Zillage somehow won this race, I don't think he's going to.
I'm sorry, but I think Vegas is trying to push people.
This is
I'm being serious because, like,
all right, look. He only must have that reputation because all they've been pumping in the pipeline is how much fucking dick everybody else sucks compared to Tommy Village.
right.
I don't think he's gonna. I mean,
we're talking.
he put a whooping on the Xfinity field in his first start last year. You know, I won't lie, that was really sick. I was really pumped when that happened.
Yeah,
but I don't think he's. I mean, Cup is like a whole different.
It's a whole different, and that's what I'm saying. Well, and then Drew, then you look at like, okay, let's look at like the last guys who won which were who, like the last four, because I think we've only raced here 4 years, right?
No, this is the third year.
Okay, well, look at the guys who won it.
It's just wait, no, I'm thinking of Chicago like an
Yeah,
idiot.
it's 4.
Yeah,
because you had Reddick, Byron, Elliott, and Chastain, right? Those were the last winners, not in that particular order.
Yeah, I was gonna say not that order, but yeah.
But you look at like where they're at, like even Elliott, who's I think is usually a pretty good road course racer, correct?
Yeah, usually. I mean, the last handful of years, not so much, but I mean, last generation of car, he was formidable.
And then you like Drew, like you told me the other day, like Bowman, he's placed in the top 5 like 3 out of the last 4 years at this race, and he's at plus 1,600 odds. Like these are sus, dude. And even McDowell, I think he is a great road course. I think he should be above some of these guys, to be honest.
I'm just bamboozled that I can't believe they really put Zillage at plus 700.
I don't
put him above how many Cup champions down there?
Well, that's what I'm seeing, dude. And then even like you can never count out like Christopher Bell. I think did really good at this track last year. He won stage 1 last year, and he was dominating a lot of the race. And honestly, I remember last year, Drew, like we thought he was going to win the damn thing straight up, but just crazy odds, man. But I wanted to look at that, Drew. And then I also wanted to show for those who didn't know that this track is going to get a new layout, and I wanted to show it kind of what it looks like. You can see this okay, Drew?
Yeah.
Okay. So in the red, so it's where they used to go. Let's see. They used to go, so this was like this was like the start finish line, wasn't it? Right here,
No,
or was it? Where was
no.
it?
It's right by the big U-turn.
Wait, where?
It's on the other side of the track.
Oh, I'm not even looking at it, am I? Oh yeah. So it was like over
Yeah.
here somewhere.
Yep. Massive straightaway. That's where they start.
Yeah, but Drew, I know this. Gosh, I'm trying to figure out how to do this. I don't know this. You're mad about this, Drew. I know you are, because you said you always love this part of the track where they go up the hill and then come around this really
That's
tight corner.
that's not that spot. That's turn one.
Yeah, but you always said you love this part of the track. Like you love it.
Did I?
Yeah, you were just like, dude, I love that. This is like it's chaos.
I thought I told you about like the really sharp turn. Like that's turn one. I don't
Yeah.
know. Maybe I don't know,
Well,
man.
anyways,
Anyways, I
so
mean, I'm not upset though that they took about half of that track out. Because
right.
I mean, the race when it's on is fine, but caution laps are so freaking long
I
on
know
road
it.
courses.
It was getting ridiculous, and I want to know, Drew. Like, I think this kind of takes a lot of speed out of it because you had this very long straightaway right here, and now it's gone. So now really the only speed you have is maybe right here, like along this bottom part here, which I believe would
Yeah,
be the start finish still.
yeah. I don't know. I mean, like I said, I'm not upset with this a whole lot. At least now. I might have been in the past. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm incredibly drunk right now. So you don't see all the empty Jack Daniels bottles behind me? Drinking them like they're going out of style.
Drew, I wouldn't even believe you if you were telling the truth.
No, sadly, 5 years sober. No, 5 years. Well, alcohol. I still love getting high. Love heroin.
I love being
Love
a
heroin.
freaking pothead biatch.
Dude, I'm gonna get so ripped after this. It's gonna be great. But anyways,
I hope it
yeah,
makes
no,
it interesting.
I think. Well, no, I think it'll be overall. I think it'll make for a better experience. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
yeah, it's
and
a little.
the race won't take freaking forever. I feel like,
Yeah,
on top of the caution thing, like just getting all the way around there. I mean, that's a long way. That's like what? That was like a 5 mile track, wasn't it? Really? Like
and I
3?
I talked about this on the show in the past, but like, the thing with like road courses, yeah, like the pace laps are so long. It's almost you kind of just almost want them to throw a red flag with like instead of yellows, so that way the cars just stay
Yeah,
there,
yeah,
and then we don't have to run like 3 or 4 minimal like 10-mile parades.
right.
Like we'll like if the distance between hell, I mean, if you just have them parked, granted, if the accident doesn't occur here, like on the front stretch there, for instance, right? They just park there, whatever. You start up the race again. You run maybe one or two, like one pace lap at the very least, warm up your tires because you can't tell me your tires won't be sticky by the end of that pace lap. It's so long. Well, outside of like one full one, of course.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. I'm not. I'm just an asshole. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about.
Yeah. So, Drew, we're gonna wrap it up here, and we're gonna. So, we've been doing. I've been writing it down. We got the rip
That's
paper and everything.
very
Because
good.
I got pissed. No, I'm just kidding.
I was drawing a chick with big boobs and I didn't like it.
Yeah. No.
Not perky enough.
So,
Greg
Drew,
Knuckles.
we started this point system, right?
Yeah.
And Daytona 500 we tied because anything after 15th place, basically you get a half a point. So we were tied at a half a point. Well, Drew, last week I picked Kyle Busch and you picked John Hunter Nemechek. Busch placed 7th and Nemechek 10th. So therefore I gained 9 points. You gained 6. So I am up 9.5 to 6.5 on the season. So therefore I get
Yeah.
first pick. I get first pick for Coda. And I will be honest. I think I'm gonna have to go with Michael McDowell, man. I think
So
he's a great road course racer, and I think he's due. I think he's due for winning the cup here.
you know what? I this wasn't my original idea. You know
Okay.
what? I'm picking Zillich.
Okay, just because you saw the
Dude,
odds, and you're
like
like,
his
oh,
yeah, it's like I want to see how accurate this is really going to be. You know?
well, we'll see. You know, if he gets top 5, then it's like, okay, that's not a bad. That wouldn't have been a bad bet.
Imagine if he wins.
Oh God,
Damn,
I'm
dude.
gonna be happy. And by the way,
Oh,
he's gonna
dude,
have
I'd
that
be
sick Red
thrilled.
Bull
I got
car.
15 points coming in, dude. 15 whole points. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, dude.
that's gonna shoot you ahead of me.
Oh, hell yeah. Hell
Unless
yeah.
my guy gets second. Unless McDonald gets.
Man. Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm going to pick Zillich purely because they gave him such a high odd.
That's
I just
unbelievable, man.
wanna, I just want to see how good he actually does now.
I wish I didn't put my pick in for the pool because I already picked
Oh,
Bowman. I should have just maybe picked Zillich, dude, because this would have been a good one to get out of the way. You know, get him out of the way.
yeah. Well, and I also don't know how many other starts he's gonna have. So,
Yeah, I
I
don't
mean,
know.
well, I think they said there's a handful of them for this year. But any losers, yeah.
Anyway, well, Drew, I hope that when we watch Coda, we'll enjoy it a little bit more with the new track configuration. I
Oh,
hope
hang
it.
on, wait. Aren't we? Are we gonna talk about ass grass or good
Oh my,
grass?
we almost forgot it, dude.
Bro, come on, that's 2 weeks in a row now. I've had to remind you.
Okay, good grass or ass grass, Drew. The word in Atlanta is that it's good grass, man. It
Good grass down there in Atlanta.
is striped up, and I'm gonna look up Atlanta Motor Speedway. I want to see what kind of grass they got, if I can figure it out.
Oh man, you're telling me you weren't watching the grass all night? What the hell, man?
I'm trying. What is it? Let's see. Wait, what? It's not real? No, there's no way, because it looked real as hell. It wasn't like Daytona, where like no, that was real grass.
I don't know. It was on the internet.
Yeah, you have to believe everything you see on the internet.
Come on, dude. So many powerful world leaders do.
Well, anyways, Drew, I think I'm. For now on, when we do this segment, I'm gonna try to find out as much as I can about the grass that they use there, so I can tell you more about it. Stuff that nobody else wants to know except for me.
Yeah, and everybody else who likes the smell of grass clippings.
But yeah, no, it's good. Atlanta, they give it a clean look. They just stripe it up, and it's good. It's nothing special by any means, but it certainly is a good look, and I don't hate it. So that's all. You don't want to hate the grass. I'm probably gonna hate the grass at Coda because they probably don't even care about it.
I don't
Um,
think there's a whole lot of grass.
well, we might see
They,
some, and I'm
I
going
was gonna
to
say we might
judge
see
it.
green patches. Yeah, we're probably gonna see green patches.
Hey,
But
nothing's worse than some Sonoma though, where they just let it burn up.
oh my god, yeah, that will that dry rot off from the distant
Yeah.
hills.
It's like, geez, could you
Come
use some
on,
water? But
Jesus, slow.
yeah, any other thoughts before we forget something? Then we get pissed that we upload this.
Nah, nothing I can recall right now. So probably good to wrap the episode here. Sorry
All right.
again, it's a bit shorter than usual, but
Next week we'll come back full fledged.
hopefully, God, I have nothing that should like get in the way. So this better not be gay. Better not be gay.
Please,
I just want to go
please be
back to
straight.
Tuesdays so
Please
much,
be
dude.
straight.
I just want to go back to uploading Tuesdays,
Yeah,
man.
Tuesdays are money.
Then we get like 5 more views.
Yes. And I have all week to promote it.
That's true. Yeah, yeah. Because we're gonna want to watch Atlanta. You know, when we should be talking about Coda. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. Um,
Anyways,
but well, anyways, guys, we enjoy talking to you and talking about NASCAR as always. We are the NASholes, the two assholes who like to think we know a thing or two about NASCAR. Please follow us on X at NASHolespod. Again, on Instagram at NASHoles_podcast. Send us DM us some questions. If you have questions you want answered or you want our thoughts on something, just send us a DM. We'll be happy to answer it, mention you on the show.
Or leave a comment.
Or leave a comment, man. Retweet.
Either one.
Repost, I guess now is what they say.
Send us hate mail. I don't know, man.
Yeah,
Give
and
us some interaction.
share us. Oh, and don't forget Spotify and YouTube. YouTube is what, NASCAR's podcast, Drew? I keep forgetting that.
Yeah, it's NASCAR's pod.
Okay. NASCAR's podcast on YouTube. So, yeah, you'll see us. So please subscribe and on YouTube and follow us on Spotify. Give us the 5 stars, baby.
If you don't, we're gonna just judge you accordingly.